I'm recording this on June 3rd, 2020, and around the United States and most of the world, we're starting to reopen our economies. There's a lot to be complained about over the last 3 months, but there is one thing that the COVID-19 lockdowns have been very helpful for, and they have, quote unquote, cured my insomnia. And don't get me wrong, I'm not sleeping all the time like some people who are lazy might. I'm not sleeping any less than before. I'm probably spending the same percentage of my hours sleeping. The difference is I get to choose which hours they are. And see, I've never really had insomnia. The longest I've ever gone without sleep consecutively, I'm trying to think what was the longest. I had a time when I went just shy of 48 hours because there was something I wanted to view in the night sky, and I had to go to work in between then. And when I was working on my PhD, there were times when I missed a night's sleep and then just went to bed the regular time the next night. So a good 40 hours or so. But that's the extent of it. See, if I really had insomnia, I would probably go a whole lot longer than that. What I actually did have was insomnia only in the context of having to follow a 24-hour schedule, right? I'm pleased to see that more and more people are opening up to the idea of indefinitely working from home, depending on what they do for a living. I hope by extension, once people start to work from home, the hours can be flexible to the extent of being able to sleep on your own timetable. You might have an occasional meeting or something like that, but certainly not an 8-hour blocked out commitment that is perpetual every day, right? That would be. See, I discovered this when I was in college. Actually, we had spring break, and this was many years before COVID-19. But I was practicing social distancing for my own personal reasons. I had social anxiety disorder. And I was living with my family in my parents' basement. And I kept sleeping later and later and later. And by the end of the spring break, I was going to bed at around 8 or 9 in the morning, waking up in the afternoon. And I had to quickly adjust my schedule back. And my mom was so furious that my sleep schedule had been so messed up because she couldn't wake me up. She had to drive me to campus. I didn't have a driver's license at the time, and obviously I missed out on a lot of family events. My grandmother had visited us that year, and I missed out on spending time with her because of my sleep schedule. So my mom was angry at me, and she has anger problems too, and she was screaming at me, and I pretended to apologize to her, but you know what? In the back of my mind, I knew something wasn't right because during the week and a half that we had off, I actually slept very well. I crashed as soon as my head hit the pillow. I woke up with plenty of energy. I had enough time to do all the things I wanted to do, even though they were sitting at home watching TV and browsing the internet. I actually had time to do that. And it just doesn't seem right that I can feel so good and yet it doesn't seem to fit in with the rest of our civilization. It would seem like there could be a better. We could fit that into our lives somehow. And when I look around, it's not like I'm the only one with this problem. Everybody complains that there aren't enough hours in the day. Most people complain about insomnia. Just try to turn on your TV when you're sleeping like this. You're going to see a lot of ads for prescription sleep aids. Everybody complains about insomnia. And then people complain that they can't wake up on time. Look at how many people are going to be late showing up to work as soon as we end the COVID-19 lockdowns, right? And yet we're missing. I hope COVID-19 opens the solution to a lot of people. People experience what I experienced during spring break many years ago, and collectively we realize it. We might do something about it, right? Especially the technology we have nowadays actually allows us to do that. I read somewhere that today it's actually more economical sleep during the day and work at night because our lighting is very cheap. Right now, as I'm recording this, I'm using a bunch of LED light bulbs, which consume about 1/10 of the energy that we used to use on incandescent light bulbs or even the compact fluorescent light bulbs, right? It's much more expensive to run air conditioning compared to running the lights. And technically, it would be more efficient to work at night and sleep during the day, but even the schedules that I'm on, that's more or less half and half, right? Would at least give you half of those benefits, and then give you the enough hours during the day and all that. Look at how many people don't have enough hours in the day to exercise, right? Or to spend time with family, and look at how many people just can't crash when they go to bed because they're just not tired after 24 hours, right? And I hope COVID-19 can be a wake-up call that we can do something about this. Just like, wow, that spring break was, 15 years ago. And, ever since that spring break, I've been dreaming about a utopia where people live 25, 26-hour days. And COVID-19 has been the closest to coming to realize it. And I hope people will wake up and we can make it permanent. Thanks for watching.